Greetings and felicitations, YouTube. I've got a replay for you. Some more Dr. Appius in the house. This was submitted on the Heir of Carthage Discord. Banshee, playing as the High Elves, was asking for help. And what I like about this one is that he's playing against Wicked, who I have formerly done a Dr. Appius episode 4. So we can see a little bit how Wicked might have improved since those videos. Or since that video that I did for his replays. And we're going to check out Banshee and see how we can help them out. So it looks like Tyrion, a mage of something. I really don't know the lore of magic symbols. I'm sorry about that. Let's see. We got 3 spearmen, 2 white lions of trace, 4 Lothern Sea Guard. Is that a silver helm? And a Flameheart Phoenix. Let's go ahead and put this in slow-mo while I figure that out. And while I do this thing that I always have to do, for whatever weird reason... No, that's not it. It's controls. There we go. Where I go that, then I do that. Resume. And then I can use my camera again. So here's our High Elf army. Flameheart Phoenix, as I mentioned, that's a high mage, the highest of mage. Complete with the spells... That's Tyrion. I needed the mage. Okay, complete with the spells. Looks like a full stack. Apotheosis, Hand of Glory, Soul Quench, Tempest, Arcane Unforging, and Fiery Convocation. My first piece of advice to you is pick your spells. You don't need to buy them all. You could probably have dropped 3 of those spells and bought another Spearman for that cost. I'm not even kidding. You got to figure out what you're going to be doing. A Wood Elf player is going to spread themselves thin, so a Fiery Convocation, probably not so good. But maybe they bring a line of Treemen, in which case it is going to be great. You know, it's tough. It's tough to say for sure what you can expect of your enemy. But let's see what we can expect of our enemy now that the battle has begun. Glade Riders with Hagbane Tips, a solid choice. Hawk Riders, I love this unit. They never see much use. 2 War Dancers, Azrai Spears, Durthu, Glade Guard with Hagbane Tips. Waywatcher, 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 and 2 Wild Riders with Shields, which are also a solid pick. This is a really well-picked army. Just about every unit has some value, and I like that the deployment is spread out. But it's going to be incumbent upon Wicked to try and pick apart his enemy. And what kind of unit is? Yes, so that is a Silver Helms with Shields. So let's go ahead and put this into play. Spells that I would take as a High Mage... when I know I'm going up against Wood Elves. Well, that's a tough call. Also note that Wicked did not bring any spell. Well, he brought Durthu. I take that back. No, that's not the High Mage. Let's get the Mage. It's high. Okay. That's Spearman again. How did I do that? I'm trying to keep it on the banner. Tyrion. Mage. Okay. Apotheosis is good. If you're not gonna bring a life mage, then yeah, I would bring Apotheosis. It's also cute because it causes fear. Hand of Glory, I never see this picked. So this affects an ally and yourself. I don't believe it does an area effect, but plus 40 reload skill is really nice. Actually, it's pretty cheap. So yeah, if I had like one Sisters of Avalorn, I'd slap this on him. That'd be great. Soul Quench. You know, it's a magic missile spell. We don't see these taken as much anymore. Those are useful for the purposes of like sniping out lords, but that's Durthu. It's not going to be able to do him enough. We'll check out his magic resistance in a second. Tempest, yes, especially if you're expecting your enemy to bring like a Glady on a Forest Dragon. Sure. Arcane Unforging, strong versus a single combatant, but there's a chance that the opponent will resist the damage and weak versus multiple combatants. So there's enough negative effects here that I just never take this. And then Fiery Convocation, absolutely. If your opponent is going to be bringing lots of Treemen, maybe less so here. You might get some use out of it with these Way Watchers, but that depends on if you can even see them right now. They might be hidden. Let's find out. They do have Stalk, I believe. Yeah, they are hidden. So my opponent, or your opponent, just revealed himself to you. and is going to open up on the Silver Helmet of Shields. So good reaction. He opened fire. He played his hand. Get your Lothern Seaguard shooting. Get your... Oh, he just pulled back. That was really well done from Wicked, getting that kind of level of micro. Let's go ahead and take a look at Durthu, because I'm curious about if he has any magic resistance. It's got physical resistance, missile resistance, fire weakness, siege attacker, fear and terror, charge defense versus large, encourage. He can hide in a forest. He's immune to psychology. He has frenzy, wild heart, blessing of the ancients, and then spells. Yeah. So, that magic spell might be useful. Okay, so now the Weight Watchers have decided to step up and use their... Do they have a superior range advantage? 190 versus... They do have a superior range advantage to the Lothern Seaguard. So, Wicked can actually afford to kite out these Lothern Seaguard and just keep hitting them from afar, just beyond their range. And that looks like what's going to happen here. Those Weight Watchers are doing a heck of a lot of damage. Between the that one unit of Lothern Seaguard and the Silver Riders, this is a tough fight. And then you also have the Flame Spire Phoenix, which can drop fiery death on your foe. Oh man, this is gonna be tough. Yeah, you're moving up. If you're gonna move up, move everything up. If you're gonna move up, move everything up. You're just letting your Lothern Seaguard get shot. You can't just afford to keep them standing here in a line. You're going to have to push. You're going to have to push. He has the ranged advantage on you. I know you feel like you're stepping into a trap, because you kind of are. Look, if you look at this, they're kind of surrounding you from every direction, and there's arrows everywhere. This is going to be tough, but if you pick your engagements and go for it, you'll be just fine. So... Okay, you're charging up with your Flame Spire Phoenix, unprotected against the Glade Guard with Hagbane tips. Now you're just standing here and taking the arrows, probably because you're microing something else elsewhere. What's your plan? What is the Flame Spire Phoenix doing here? Are you hoping to drop bombs? Yeah, it was a dropped bomb. It is really cool to watch. And it's doing some significant damage, but maybe you want to be over here where the Weight Watchers are doing that. And here comes Amber Spear. Oh, just dodged because of the Hagbane tips from the Glade Riders, staggering the Flamespire Phoenix. Yeah, you're spending too much micro over here, and all you're doing is getting your Flamespire Phoenix hurt. I say you want to be using that Flamespire Phoenix against the Weight Watchers, but then again, the Weight Watchers probably shoot it down. But pick your target and push with a lot. I would say just go after those Weight Watchers. They're probably going to be one of the biggest source of damage for you. You have enough spears to deal with the Wild Riders, though they will be annoying and you will take a lot of casualties for it. Just push, go, hang over to that right and go for it. The High Mage, I just don't like the spells of the High Mage, especially against Wood Elves. I would instead try to focus on Lore of Life. Let's face it, you could really use it right now for some of your units. And then I really don't know about the High Elves magic schools. But I do know that, if you went with something like Teclis, you can get Flock of Doom. But you're just sitting here and you're just letting yourself get shot. And that's not helpful at all. I know it feels like you can't really do much about about them because they have more range and they're faster than you, but you're gonna have to push eventually. Just standing here and getting shot is not going to get you to victory. You can't maybe you're trying to outlast their ammo, but still, this is not a good map for that either. Okay, so you got a Tempest off. That's useful. I would follow this up with the Flamespire Phoenix. Get that Phoenix in here. Phoenix? Phoenix. Get the Phoenix in here. Turn around your archers. Shoot them down. That holds them in place. That's what Tempest does. Beyond just the damage, it also holds that unit in place. So you could have been, double teaming it at least. If you're going to do that spell, follow up with something else. Don't just hit them with the spell and let it go away, because that Hawk Rider will be back for you. And yeah, so you're pushing against these guys, but you're not pushing enough. You're only sending in 1 unit of spears and 1 unit of Lathern Sea Guard, so sure enough, they're dead. This is not an engagement they can win. Now you're pushing up your Silver Helms. Good idea. The Way Watchers cannot outrun your Silver Helms. But they're not supported enough. And now they get singled out. And they're probably going to get double teamed by Spears, Way Watchers, and then we're going to throw in some Wild Riders into the mix. That's really going to ruin your day. Okay, so you're definitely getting some archery shots off on the... And another Tempest. Good. So that's definitely going to be a done Hawk Rider, but he's going to try and pull out of that as best he can, but they're broken now. They might get shattered soon. Follow up. You always want to follow up. Yeah, so here comes Durthu. Are you ready for it, or are you too busy microing elsewhere? Because that's exactly what... Here's a Flock of Doom for you. It's exactly what Wicked was hoping to do. He was trying to get your attention elsewhere so he could pull in. Good, you're getting the Spearmen in there, but you know the Spearmen have a charge defense against large. By moving into it unbraced, you've lost the benefit of that charge defense against large. The Poison's going to bring down your stats some, but not enough. You want to, yeah, you've got your Lathern Sea Guard throwing arrows into there now. Ooh, what an Amber Spear. Nice. Okay, then you want to get your other White Lines of Trace in here too. You want to get your Spearmen to fend off the Wild Riders. Azrai Spears are probably going to beat the snot out of Spearmen. White Lions versus Azrai would be interesting to see. I'd love to see this engagement, so let's see it. Oh man, the two lines stopped inches away from each other. Somebody get the charge. Somebody get this charge. What is this fight? Okay, this is aimed funny. What is this? Fiery Convocation? Is this from the High Mage? Durthu doesn't get Fiery Convocation. Was that Seppuku? Did I just watch Seppuku? I think it was just a misclicked, poorly aimed use of that. That is so unfortunate. There you go. You got your Flamespire Phoenix over here, dropping some bombs on the Way Watchers. Definitely the right target for that, but say goodbye to your Flamespire Phoenix now that they've targeted it, because you didn't have the infantry to support and try and snuff out their Way Watchers. I'm sorry to say, this is brutal. This is just true and utter dismantling. Durthu has taken a significant amount of damage. Now that Tyrion's in here, that's good news at least. You're putting up a good fight now that we're mixed in, now that you've gotten Wicked to commit. But you were disadvantaged from the start in the sense that Wicked got to commit when he wanted to. And he'll make you pay for it. So here comes another spell. This time it's from Tyrion, actually. He has that bound ability to make like a fiery wind blast. I forgot about that. Aimed a little funny. If you can, you want to try and go down the flank of a unit, not just at the front of a unit. Down the flank of a unit means you spread out the damage across the whole unit. And look at Tyrion beat the snot out of Durthu. I love that. So many arrows coming in. Will you get Durthu? Are you gonna? He's got 100 armor, and you're making him look sad for it. It's really nice. And your Flamespire Phoenix is actually doing really well, too. It might have had one of those Revivify things happen to it. Because, you know, Phoenixes and all that. Look who's back! The Hawk Riders. I like these units. They also have armor-piercing melee. Something to keep in mind. They're like really mobile miners. They could do some work against, like, White Lions of Trace, for instance. And sure enough, they're diving in on him. Perfect. Here goes Durthu again. Running away after 70 kills. Not a bad showing. And then these Azrai Spears are going to hold out for a while. But I think they are going to get beat up here. How did the White Lions of Trace do against the other Azrai Spear? Well, there's the other Azrai Spear. It's still standing. And that is the other White Lions of Trace, who's also still standing. So they probably just stared at each other long enough for a bunch of arrows to rain down on them. And way off in the distance here, I think Wicked's forgotten all about his extra Wild Riders with shields, who could wrap this up really easily. Man, what a fight this has been. This has been very interesting. I can definitely understand why you'd be asking for help, though. This is a frustrating matchup for High Elves, just based off of the army picks. And there goes Durthu. Well done. Well done. But now you've got to figure out, okay, actually you have, according to the power bar, it says you have the advantage here. Yep, braced, braced, braced. Good. Now mob. What else do you have in the area that can get on these Wild Riders? Put them there now. Even the mage. Go for it. Get in there. You got the right idea. You're sending in Tyrion. You're sending in the Flamespire Phoenix. Good. Good. You punished that Wild Rider for that charge. And maybe you've stopped them? No, he's going to get out of there. Okay. Okay. Fall back. Knock this guy out. Knock that guy out. Cut them off where they can't so that you've limited their options. You just want to keep limiting their options. Okay, we're charging Tyrion out now maybe a little bit further than he should. And I think you activated Foe Seeker. Maybe also go for the Apotheosis. See if you can't get the rear charge bonus, the terror bonus at the same time, or the fear bonus from the spell. That'd be awesome here. You might have been able to break that Way Watcher, even though your spearmen are in a sad state. You broke that Way Watcher, though. That's good news. Go Tyrion, go. And ooh, look at this. The Flamespire Phoenix is inside these Wild Riders with shields. Whoops. Flippy camera. Forcing the Wild Riders to find a new target. And we still have the Glade Riders with Happy Tips who are shooting off into the distance. That must be a routing unit. Was a routing unit. These Way Watchers have spent all of their ammo. That's never a good scenario to be in. All of a sudden, Wicked's out of options. So you've done a good job keeping your Flamespire Phoenix for this late game scenario, because now that he's out of ammo, he actually is running out of options on how to beat you. Good. You're braced. Mob it. Actually, this time I wouldn't, because I think your Lothrian Seaguard are basically done. Yeah, he's getting mobbed is what I should say. Here, sending in the highest of mages. Alright. They are just a bunch of melee, ranged units trying to be melee, right? Ah, there's Tyrion. Good. Now get into those Glade Riders with your Flamespire Phoenix. Okay, going for the Way Watchers. They're out of ammo, or that's Glade Guard. They're also out of ammo. They're not worth worrying about. Once they're out of ammo, I'd say just forget about them. These are the targets you want to look at now. Glade Rider, Wild Rider, Azray Spear. You could have wrapped them up a while ago. You're definitely losing a lot of health on our Flamespire Phoenix because of the ammo that's still on the Glade Riders with Hagbane tips, and unfortunately, Wicked still also has this Wild Rider with shields way off here in the distance. I think that's probably the one area I would reprimand Wicked on, is like, those guys could have been useful a while ago, don't you think?
Doing my duty. Moving out.
This is really down to the wire. And if this turns into a high elf victory, I will be very surprised. Because I figured that the way the battle had started, that this was just going to be completely in Wicked's favor.
Battle awaits. Forward.
Just kind of looking out to see what's left. We have some regrouped units. They have some really healthy units, but it's all cavalry. I think you've won this. If I had to guess, I'm pretty sure you've won this. There's still 10 minutes left in this fight? Oh my goodness. Okay, hitting that fast forward button. I just looked up at the camera, at the clock next to the power bar. Okay, good. You're letting your forces regroup. That's a solid call. Are they gonna? They're routing. And I think we're back at it again. Good. Do some dodging. That's a nice idea. It's a very nice idea. Keep them at their longest range, and then like zip in and out, and then make the charges you need. Good. You've routed those Way Watchers. Next target. That's exactly what you should be doing at this stage. Just dodge, maneuver, find the next target. Ah! Wicked's found his extra Wild Riders with shields, which have been chased off by a combination of Tyrion and the Flamespire Phoenix.
Attack! Forward! Onward!
Tireless!
definitely want to be bringing that Flamespire Phoenix around towards your Glade Riders. I think your Glade Riders are your best bet for facing down a Flamespire Phoenix. So I like what the Flamespire Phoenix is doing by targeting and chasing that off, and then going in for the next target. Boom. Tyrion's eating arrows. That's never a good thing. If you have any more Winds of Magic, I doubt you do, but if you have anything in your tank, you need to put some health back into Tyrion, or your Flamespire Phoenix is done healing. Had your spells been targeted a little better in the earlier stages, you might not be in this situation now. You might have already won. Okay, going after the Glade Riders with Hagbane tips. They're almost out of ammo now anyway, so they might not be the best target anymore. You just got your Spearmen back. Okay, you're going to get double teamed by Wild Riders. And arrows. That last volley going into Poison Tyrion. This is a last-ditch effort from the from Wicked here. It was a really good maneuver to try and single him out and hit him. And good, yeah, fall back. No need to just let him damage you. Good call, good call. You got your damage done. You're getting out. Another volley. Follow it up with another charge. I know I'm supposed to be helping out. Trying to be helping out the high elf player here, but you know, it's just so fascinating watching all this. This is a really good battle. I'm enjoying this. That might have been your last shot. Yeah, it was, and it was kind of a waste. Okay, so what are we gonna do? I think high elves. I think you have the best idea. You have the right idea here. Keep your forces together. Push off the enemy when they show up when you don't want them to. Group back together. Push them away again. Group back together. Yeah, it's just Way Watchers. Good, you got to charge in on the Glade Riders. Chasing them off with your Spearmen. That's okay. Now go after the Glade Riders, the Hagbane tips for sure. Okay, here comes the Wild Riders, and then here comes another charge from these Wild Riders, and then you bring in the Flamespire Phoenix. Let's just see what happens. Looks like we're fully committed now. You activated your abilities. Hand of Glory, good for the melee attack. And Foe Seeker as well. Tyrion almost bought it there, though. He's down to 633 health. You might get your Spearmen back. I'd say try to chase them and rally them before Wicked gets the idea to like break their morale. Yep, they're back.
Draw back. Striking forth.
Let's find the next charge.
Advance.
Oh, the Spearmen broke. Yep, they're definitely done.
Onward.
So it's just your 3 units now versus his 3 cavalry units.
I go.
This is the right idea here. Really is. Nice. Counter charge with the Flamespire Phoenix. He's going after Tyrion again. I think Tyrion might buy it here. This might be it. Oh, what a mob! 477 health. And holding. Still holding. Foe Seeker, Faint and Riposte. That's a great ability to activate right now, because that's just kept him alive phenomenally well. 449 health through all of that charge. Wow. I like that ability. That was good. That was really good timing on it. Now try to regather the morale of your men. That was a good call to charge with your Flamespire Phoenix, hoping you could break the morale of their last unit before the other two came back. But, okay, you've had enough of them. Get out of there. Tyrion says, I've had enough of this too. I'm getting out of here. Oh, man, I think Wicked's got it. I think Wicked's turned this around because he's isolated Tyrion now, who needs all the morale he can get. He needs any kind of benefit. Just run. Just run. Chase with your Flamespire Phoenix. Oh, no.
Battle awaits.
Victory and battle await.
I go.
What a chase. That is one bloody
Going forth
Tyrion.
With me. I go. Victory awaits.
Look at those loping deer cavalry in the distance. This is almost comedic. If you can do a wide wheel and try and get back around to your high mage. You got to recharge from the Flamespire Phoenix, but is the Flamespire Phoenix now out of position? The answer to that is yes, it is. So the Flamespire Phoenix might be sacrificed here to save Tyrion. You're turning Tyrion around to save it. Oh no! The High Mage is nowhere close by. 135 health on the Flamespire Phoenix. Whoa! And you broke him. That rear charge from Tyrion did some work. The healthier Wild Rider with shields, though, turns around, still 449 health because of that feint and riposte. What a resistance. Oh, man. The melee defense, the physical resistance, just really doing the work against these Wild Rider charges. But the ability it can only last so long. Oh, yes! Yes! Can you get it off? You did! Oh, right before he routed. Wow! If he's wicked smart, yeah, he's gonna chase. He's like, I don't care about my health on this unit anymore. I have to chase Tyrion out of here. Tyrion, you can't let Tyrion come back. I saw the Wild Riders, like, duck away and then come back to it. No, you have to chase him off. If I'm Wicked, I am using my units to chase Tyrion away. I know Tyrion's faster at this stage, but you can't afford to let Tyrion recover his morale and come back. Yeah.
I go then.
Going forth. Onwards to victory.
So where's the Flamespire Phoenix? Did it die?
Going forth.
Oh, it did. That's not Flamespire Phoenix, that's Durthu. I missed it, but it must have gotten wrapped up in an engagement with these regrouped Glade Guard of the Hagvane Tips, the Glade Riders, and the other Wild Rider. Holy cow. Yep, good idea. Wheel around, get the High Mage over there. Or is that flying out? Nope, it's a routing Waywatcher. Wow, I missed the death of the Phoenix. Tyrion's morale is breaking. Oof. Yeah, this is... It's funny, it says the power bar is in your favor, but I'm pretty sure you're out of this. Unless you could find a way to get the power bar to really turn this around for you. This is really coming down to the wire. Wicked's got the right idea. Is going to try and go wide, single out Tyrion, eliminate Tyrion. But if you take any more casualties, Wicked, the power bar might just give you an automatic route.
Going forth, tireless.
Only 20 seconds left in this one.
Onward, with me.
Going abroad.
Striking forth.
Wicked's turning around to go after the High Mage. Oh, it was a feint. But I bet you Tyrion has feint and riposte. That's going to break the Wild Riders. If I... Yep.
Going forth. Striking forth.
Wow.
Advance.
Wow. Just ridiculous how that turned out. Oh. Let's go ahead and look at the end card. Or the end results, I should say. 93 kills on Tyrion. Your Lothern Sea Guard got beat. Your Spearmen got beat. Your White Lions of Trace mostly got beat. Your Flamespire Phoenix, 66 kills. Some better spell choices would have made the difference between this nail-biting victory and a more convincing victory. Wow. Okay, let's go ahead and look at the High Elf Lores of Magic. 121 kills on that Wild Rider, 31 on that one. Wicked, well done. I think you had the right idea and the right army, and I personally think you, in that scenario, had more than enough tools in place to win that battle. It came down to the power bar being tilted against you, and I don't think you deserved it. So let's go ahead and take a look at good old High Elf Magics. Okay, here's the High Elves. Magics that are available to you. I don't have the the Ilariel DLC, as you can see, but Ilariel is a solid choice as a spellcaster, keeper in the air, use Star of Avalorn and other healing spells. Tech lists. Net of Amantok, yes. Chain Lightning, yes. Flaming Sword of Ruin, yes. Enfeebling Foe, okay. It's a good spell, don't get me wrong. But if you were to drop anything from this list, I would say Regrowth and Enfeebling Foe. Teclis has some of the best spells in the game. He's always worth taking every time. Okay, so let's look at the Mage of Shadows. I love the lore of Shadows. Against Dark Elves, you probably would have been really happy with a Withering against Durthu or any other Treeman, as well as an Occam's Mind Razor for your guys. If you're facing Durthu specifically, and Treeman, just go hammer those and hit them. Pit of Shades is nice. I don't see anything that influences movement of the enemy. No. Okay. So the High Mage we've already talked about. The Mage of Life, really, you only need the Mage of Life for Earthblood. I mean, it's so good for what it does. Dwellers Below can affect enemy speed. It's also extraordinarily expensive, so that's why you don't see that one taken off. And Mage of Light, absolutely, for Net of Amantok to hold that enemy in place when you need them to be still, and then you can follow it up with a banishment. There's nothing quite like Net of Amantok followed up by banishment. It's a beautiful thing. I know. I love Mastamundi, and I do it all the time. And then Mage of Heavens. You are definitely using Tempest to good ability here. You got lucky in the sense that they brought something that flies. Chain Lightning is another good one, but that's only if you expect blobs. Wind Blast is another good one, only again if you expect blobs. Not often will you see that from a Wood Elf player. And then the Lord Master of Hoeth, Shem's Burning Gaze, formerly known as Shem's Burning Cheese. It got nerfed. It's not that bad anymore. Harmonic Convergence is fun. Spirit Leech, solid pick. Milkhouse Mystifying Miasma, Wisdom's Wild Form, Earth's Blood. This is a good spell set too. And the funny thing is that this wizard is also one heck of a melee combatant. So yeah, that was a very interesting battle. I'm glad you shared it. I'm glad you recognized that you did need help, because there are definite areas of improvement. Wicked, also really well done to you. I had a great time with this battle, and I hope you all enjoy this video. I'll see you in the next one.